Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another grounded video. So the release of the Hot and Hazy update is finally here, and one of the things I want to discuss is jerky. Well, mainly snacks in general. So we know that we've got the meals now that you can purchase for the recipe books from Burgle there, right? Which these are all meals. They do still spoil, just like your roasts will too. But they are going to provide well-fed and different buffs on them as well. So these are pretty nice. What I've thought about these, trying them out, is that they're really good if you're going into a specific situation. Like if you're going to fight the Broodmother or something like that, you want your additional attack stamina or critical hit chance and stuff like that, because it will stack with the mutations and the weapons. Go ahead and do those. Or if you're going into the Haze Lab or the Black Ant Lab, and you guys know what's in there. If you don't, then I'm not going to spoil it for you. Try not to do any spoilers. But these are not snacks. So when you're out there just adventuring, maybe looking for milk molars or gathering resources and stuff like that, obviously you're going to get hungry. And you're going to get thirsty, but I'm not really going to cover the water, because you can get water from dewdrops, you can get aphid honeydew, you can get nectar, you can get the soda drops or juice drops and everything. Those are pretty easily found. The main thing I want to talk about is hunger, and when it comes to jerky or snacks in general, which one is going to be best to carry around. Basically, which one's going to give you more bang for your buck. So I've narrowed these down to all of our jerkies here. So you have 6 different types of jerky: grub, gnat, aphid, weevil, tadpole, and water flea. And then we have basically our human foods that you can eat. The only one I'm missing right here is just regular cookie bits, but it pretty much lines up the same with just billy hog nuggets and apple bits. But we've got our spicy shards, our mint shards, and our candy cornlets with our fresh billy hog nuggets, fresh apple bits, fresh cookie sandwich bits, and the kind of the outlier here, the granola bar, and we'll get into it. And then over here we basically just have nature's snacks for you. So you've got mushrooms, which can be found pretty easily. Acorn bits, you can stack up on those anytime you're going to get acorn shells. And then you have your nectar, which is going to be near your flowers, where you get the flower petals. And then you have your aphid honeydew, which you can come across, anytime aphids are around. If you have your own pet aphid and they drop their own honeydew, then that's a bonus as well. But I kind of went through and tested all of these. So we've got 20 snacks in general, or overall, and they all kind of do different things in terms of hunger and thirst and health. So if we're gonna start here, let's go ahead and start. I've got my whole little list here that I went through. We'll start with the Weevil jerky. So a lot of the complaints were that the jerky didn't do as much for your hunger as it did prior to the Hot and Hazy update, which true, yes and no. I think during the public test server when I was playing it, we kind of noticed that the jerky wasn't providing as much hunger. But after playing the last few days, I really noticed that I think that the jerky actually is kind of back to the way it was before the update, pre-update. So going off of how much hunger it's going to increase, or how much hunger it takes away. So how much it feeds you, and then how much it makes you thirsty. So starting with the Weevil, we're at about 20 to 25% of filling you up. And that's basically, if we're cutting this in quarters, it's going to do about 25% right here. So it's still going to feed you quite a bit, but it's going to take down your thirst, your water here. It's going to take that down about 10%. So we're looking at 20 to 25% for Weevil and aphid jerky. And then if you're looking at the grub jerky, for some reason that one didn't fill up as much, maybe like 15 to 20%. And the same thing with the thirst. All of these are going to take you down by about 10%. So the thirst hasn't changed. It is going to make you thirstier. But then we get into gnat, tadpole, and water flea. And from me looking at, like I said, doing the tests here, the water flea, tadpole, and the gnat jerky actually fill you up about 25 to 30, 33%, somewhere around there. It's anywhere from like a quarter to a third from what it looks like. Obviously, we don't have percentages, so we don't know exact numbers. But just gauging off of the hunger gauge down here on our UI, that's what it looks like. So curious to see if we actually have numbers, or if that's put out on their website about how much that it actually provides. But that's the jerky, so that's our numbers for that. Now we're going to get into actually, let's go over here to the nature's portion. We got the aphid honeydew. That's going to do about 5 to 10%. filling your hunger and quenching your thirst as well. Nectar is basically just about 10%. Overall, it's going to fill up 10% of your thirst and 10% of your hunger. Get into the acorn bits. The acorn bits is about 5 to 10%, and that's just on hunger, so nothing with your thirst here. And same with the mushrooms. The mushrooms are actually about a base 10% on filling you up. Now we get over to the human food. So the fresh billy hog nuggets, if you look at the freshness pieces, so the cookie bits, cookie sandwich bits, the apple bits, and the billy hog nugget, those are all going to do about 20 to 25 to 30%. The cookie and apple seem to do about 25 to 30%. And then if you just look at the billy hog nugget, it's going to do about 20%. And again, no effect on thirst on any of these right here. So if you're looking at, oh, I'll cover that here in a second. Let's go ahead and get to the mint shard and spicy shard. So the mint shard is going to fill you up, and that's actually about 25 to 30%, and nothing to do with thirst. And the spicy shard is actually going to be about 15 to 20%. So again, you really actually want to use these for your weapons, to upgrade your weapons to give them either spicy or minty attack. And then these candy cornlets, these are kind of seasonal. I don't know if they plan on keeping these in the games long term. I know last time they didn't. But the candy cornlets are also going to give you about 15 to 20% in terms of filling up your hunger. And then the ace in the hole right now is anytime you find these granola bars, they're a huge asset to have and carry around on you. Again, I wouldn't carry these if you're just out and about adventuring, but if you're going into specific situations, the pond lab comes to mind when you're not going to have access to any water down there. But these don't fill up your thirst, but they are going to give you about 20% base food intake, and they're going to heal about a third of your health as well. So these are kind of limited in numbers, so again, I wouldn't take these out on just your average adventures, but just had to throw that in there. So we're at 20 snacks total, and if you're looking at ease of getting the resources to make them, if you're looking at quantity, if you're looking at how much inventory space it's going to take up, I still think jerky is definitely probably the best snack to have when you're out adventuring, because it's gonna stack. It's really easy to get. Even the tadpole, water flea, and gnats, anytime you go down in there, if you're collecting resources such as eelgrass, lily pad wax, or algae and stuff like that, go kill a few tadpoles, go kill a few water fleas and everything too, to bring those back to your base. Throw them on the jerky rack, because those are going to do about 25 to 30% health increase, and then only decrease your thirst by 10%. But like I said, there's water pretty much everywhere you're going, aside from going into the labs themselves. So if you're like me, I usually just carry a few Canteen Pluses. And one of the benefits of this too, what you can do is, if you want to increase your food and thirst on these, you can just go scoop up some soda or juice drops as well. Fill these up with soda and juice, and that's going to take away some of the, or it can counter the effect of your thirst and your hunger as well. So I usually roll around with 2 of these. I still think I'm going to be using the jerky, and I'm just going to keep testing it out too. But it looks like tadpole, water flea, and gnat jerky is actually the best for you. So in my opinion, this is just my opinion, you guys might have different ones. Maybe you guys carry other snacks around. Meals are a completely different thing. We'll do another video just covering the meals with the new update. And then obviously just factor in the roasts as well, because the meals, they don't stack. They are consumables, but they don't stack, and they're still going to spoil. So once you get these up here, depending on how many mutations you have increased from the milk molars, you'll be able to carry more of the jerkies themselves. So that is all I have for snacks. Like I said, there's 20 different snacks. The ease of access is getting these is probably just go with the jerky. Anytime you go get the food items, you usually want to use those for smoothies. APHID, honeydew, and nectar. If you're like me, I just pick those up and I consume them as I'm running around if I need the food or thirst. Mushrooms, I'm always picking those up and just snacking on those as well. And acorn bits too. So you're going to get about 5 to 10% from acorn and 10% from your mushrooms. But that's what I have done. That's what I found out from doing my research. Maybe you guys have something different. Maybe you guys have some definitive numbers. Let me know. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. So that's all we got for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. All of that good stuff that I ask you every video. And definitely make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the future grounded videos that we're doing with this hot and hazy update. We're going to be getting into the sandbox more and getting into the how-tos, the tutorials on where to find things, how to kill insects, and maybe we'll touch on armor and weapons a little bit more too. And we've still got to talk about the meals. So that's all we got, guys. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Later.